are still in constant use, although the drill works itself has finally ground to a halt.
You see, when the Depression was, well, because that was a proper mess up then. I mean, we were week on and week off years here, weren't we?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say you could get a job anywhere else. You couldn't, because lice and everywhere around about, so there was no work nowhere. In fact, you see, you were messed up because you didn't know nothing only what you knew here. I might have had a job at Ipswich once, 25 shillings a week. Well, that'd been a nice rise from here, but that cost me 25 shillings a week for board and lodgings up there, so you couldn't go, you see. That's where you messed up.
As year followed year and the slump dragged on, the village people were glad of work at any price. William Wright's wages, for instance, for Christmas week, 1933, were ½ a crown. Stephen Mills remembers.
Well, yes, there's people, well, lying underneath the poplar trees like rotten sheep. They got nothing to do. It was till they spent their life savings. That's why I say some of these other people, you see, had run their unemployment benefit right out. So they got nothing. They were just simply living off their life savings.
I remember my father doing that, but of course not my husband.
I mean, when that was run out, they got to go on a means test. And some of them, I've heard them talk about it, they finished up with 6pence a week.
During the darkest days of the Depression, one man's high spirits never failed. Hubert Aldridge, the local gravedigger. His grandfather and father preceded him. Now, when he makes a coffin, he has his son Ralph to assist him. And during the school holidays, the grandson David helps. The family shares a hilarious attitude in the face of life and death alike.
Yes, old gentleman died in Huntingfield, and the clerk of the club had to order in a coffin, you see, because he ain't got no relatives. And after the funeral, you see, the bearers and this clerk or secretary of the club, he went to the house, you see, and they had appointed to a beer, and could not being used to it, he got a bit cherry-merry, and he said to one of the other fellows, he said, "Oh, no partner, boy," he said. "That's a rare good coffin, that'll last my lifetime." You heard this one. What's the difference between a laundryman and an undertaker? You know? Well, the laundryman stiffened the collars, and the undertaker collared the stiffens. I think they're jolly good, don't you? Yes, the gentleman died, not a right way from here. And I said to his daughter, "If there's any change in your dad," I said, "come down and let me know, so there's no unpleasantness." "Yes, all right, yes, I will, Mr. Aldridge, yes, I will, right." And right, she looked at him that night, and there was a little change, but she thought he'd be all right until the morning. And she came down about 10:30 the next morning, you see. And because when I got there, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, just above the coffin, you see, and I had to go and get my son to help me to get the lid on, you see, because when he came there, oh dear, he'd never seen like that, and he was a bit dicky, you see. But first of all, I took some newspaper and some sawdust, you see, put the newspaper on and sprinkled the sawdust on top of the newspaper, you see, so it would absorb any moisture that might appear. And then I put the lid on, put the lid on like this, you see, and just instead of going down flat, I had to crawl on the lid, put these two screws in here, you see, put your foot on the you see, and then crawl up a little further, let go down, then put these two on here, and there was such a commotion. And then right, we finally got it on, and everything was all right. These are all true stories, things that actually happened, you know. Yes, oh yes. Yes, I mean, I could tell you the days, the whole of them. I remember them right well. Yeah.
Like the undertaker, the village blacksmith has been a family business for 3 generations. Ralph Rodwell manages to keep going by repairing agricultural machinery and the occasional bit of fancy ironwork. The forge still has its place in a world of mass production. It provides one man with a living and with labour more skilled and satisfying than most men are able to find. The forge survives by repairing the machinery that replaced its main business. Ralph Rodwell has never shot a horse in his life.
Making 6 clear rounds for a final jump-off.
Peasenhall's local fete and gymkhana, a tradition all of 4 years old. To all intents and purposes, a typical country scene, but it has little to do with the village. The competitors come in their horse boxes from all over the county. Even the brass band's imported. Peasenhall used to have its own band. Richard Simpson was bandmaster until it broke up in the 1930s. Another